Infinity Pool, directed by Brandon Cronenberg. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it's because
his family is full of shit.
He's the son of David Cronenberg. The apple does not fall far from the tree, as it turns out.
I don't mind movies where nobody is likable, but when you make a weird horror movie where nobody is likable, what are we even watching?
I don't understand why we're doing this. We barely know these people.
It's one day. Let's mix things up a bit.
You're just happy you found your fan club.
Again, directed and written by Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son. We get it, guys. You like weird shit. It stars Alexander Skarsgård, Mia Goth, who has made quite a name for herself in the last couple years.
This is my first time seeing her, actually.
This is the story of James and M. Foster, married couple. They're staying at an all-inclusive beach vacation resort in the fictional island of La Tolca. They meet this other couple, one of which is Mia Goth's character, Gabby. She's sort of like this weird enchantress, and they go off and do some crazy shit, and then a bunch of crazy stuff happens. The whole plot of this movie is that this island, this fictional island, their police force, they have this thing where they could clone you. And if you commit a crime here, they offer you a choice, like, we'll put you to death, or if you have enough money, you could pay us to clone you, and we'll just kill your clone, and you could just go on living your life. And this is what happens to our main character, but he becomes part of this like weird, like rich people group that like, that's what they do for fun. This movie was just a shitty version of Westworld in a sense. Like they come to this island.
It was like The Purge.
Yeah. The rich people come to this island. They do all this crazy shit that only rich people could do and get away with it. But they get away with it because they have the money to pay for a clone that will go on and be assassinated. And these people have been cloned like dozens of times. And that's basically the movie, with some like random other smatterings of like nonsense built into it. The story was terrible. The plot was terrible. As Dusty said, there was not a likable character in the bunch. Not even the wife, who you're supposed to like probably feel for, but like she's also a rich nepotism baby too. There was not a thing to like about this movie, really, to be perfectly honest.
You can do that though. Like Breaking Bad, you're not supposed to like any of these characters because they're all bad guys, right? For the most part. I mean, there's plenty of movies where you're really not supposed to like anybody, and they're good, they're okay. Like at
least they have likable qualities though. Like
into the story, and you want to see what's going to happen. Like, is going to work out for him? Is it not? What's he going to do? Like this, I was just like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
I didn't care.
What?
I didn't care about anything.
What the fuck is going on?
So there's jizz in the movie, folks, for no reason, and doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't do anything to the plot. It does literally nothing for the movie.
Yeah, I have to show it. Man sounded like he was getting stabbed when he just got that hand job. I was confused. I ain't never made those type of sounds. Definitely not from Handy.
It must have been the best one he's ever gotten. But that's basically...
Man was like,
yeah.
Who was stabbing him?
That's the part of the movie I really checked out because, let me tell you something. These Cronenberg, this family...
What's wrong with them?
Something's going on in that family.
Somebody need to go check on that
shit. When you watch a movie like this or read a script, or like even read a book, you're like, somebody needs to keep an eye on that motherfucker.
For real, bro.
Could you imagine like being the director, the writer, and being like, okay, all right, now you're gonna suck on her nipple like a baby for no reason,
and some weird stuff's gonna come out.
And on top of that, imagine reading the script and wanting to be in this movie. Like, you're a professional actor, yo. Like, what are you doing?
Well, Alexander's been in some weird shit.
I know
like
he
Alexander.
has.
He's a great actor.
And Mia Goth.
He likes weird shit, and he likes showing his ass. I've seen his ass in every single thing I've watched of this guy.
True Blood. He gets naked a lot.
He likes showing his ass.
Naked in the Viking movie, naked in this, naked in True Blood. This guy's always ass out.
I mean, if you look at his IMDb picture, he's like wearing a t-shirt that's a tuxedo, and that's it.
I don't know, man. These Cronenbergs, like, I get David Cronenberg has, like, he's had some real bangers under his belt, like, from way back in the day. But at this point, bro, your shtick is just run dry. Enough. I read some reviews about this movie, some positive reviews, and people are like, this is such a good piece of art. What art, bro? What art is there to watch a shot of a guy jizzing on some rocks? Why is that artistry? It's not. It doesn't serve anything.
I mean, the creation of the clone was trippy, but it didn't have any meaning to it. Like there was no explanation of why it was showing all those things.
Well, it seems like they tried to a couple times. Like, you know, they made the do you ever think like, did they kill you or did they kill the clone? Like, did you think about that? Like, that's a fascinating line of questioning.
Cool,
Let's go down that story.
I'm gonna tell you why the premise isn't creative, the cloning part of it, because the second the concept was introduced, I was like, oh, we're gonna be spending time with the clone going forward.
Yeah,
and
the real James was killed. Clones took over. I mean, that's why he had little to no reaction to watching himself be killed.
Well,
whereas the real James was pleading and begging.
It's interesting that you took that away from the movie. I just thought this was like some sort of like analysis of like the hedonistic and like animalistic tendencies of human beings.
When he found out that he was beating himself up, and then later, like they were like, "Come on, dog," and then he had to fight himself again. I was like, okay, so is this going to be some weird social commentary on how you kind of have to kill your old self when you do something bad to move on from it?
Yeah.
Nope. Just more weird shit.
Really, what annoys me about this is like the whole like artistry of it. This isn't art, people. Like you're not making.
This
art.
is just gore.
It's not even gore. It's nothing. It's nothing. I've seen movies that
there
are
was
like
some gore though.
I know,
there's
but
plenty of gore in it.
There is, but what I'm trying to say is I've seen movies that are like 30,000 times more gory than this. These Cronenberg fuckers, they think the world of themselves. Like you could just tell from the imagery in their movies, right? Like you got the jizz scene. Like why is that there?
And all the psychedelic scenes, like
the psychedelic
one
scenes.
I get. How many trip scenes do we need to have? How
like
many?
you got like,
sex scene was way too long, like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or
you got
shit.
stuff coming out of the nipples and like it's not breast milk. It's like
The extendo nipple was so weird. I didn't understand what that was about.
You're gonna
like-
kill yourself by beating your face in, and I'm gonna wipe the blood on my tit, and you're gonna suck it off.
This is not artistry.
I actually thought they could have just ended it. They should have just made this a short film.
Yeah.
Like Dusty said, after 45 minutes, literally after he gets cloned and sees himself die.
Yeah, that's
Let's
it.
it's
It's
end
over.
it.
Yeah.
We got it. We see. That's it.
Yeah, we got it.
We get it.
This movie
It would
just
have been great. It might have been great.
I could not wait to turn this thing off. I never clicked stop fast enough in my life after this movie ended.
Sadly, I was wide awake watching this one, so
Yeah.
I was fully alert. Remember
Like-
all of it.
See it.
There's a subgenre of horror movies that are like super gory. They're like bloodbaths. You know what you're getting in that, and it's like this didn't feel like anything. Like he sat down, it's like, I want to make a horror movie. But no, I actually want to make a No, I want to make a psychological thrill. No, I want to make a body horror movie like my dad. Nah, I want to make a like there's just concepts from all over the place that just it was just the most incohesive piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It really just
It was
bad.
basically just like an extreme version of rich people getting off for doing bad shit.
I don't know. I just think these guys, these Cronenbergs, man, they are full of themselves to the highest degree because you know when he was writing this script, it's like, okay, at the end, she's going to offer her nipple to him and he's going to just suck on it for no reason. Like in his mind, he's like, this is like the highest form of art. It's like, no, it isn't, bro. It's stupid. You're a bad writer. You're a bad filmmaker. Go work at McDonald's. I hated this movie. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. There's
the kind of guys that made John Carpenter quit making these kind of movies.
there is no redeeming quality to this. Actually, you know what? I'm lying. The only thing about this movie that I liked was the intro and the title, the credits at the end with the different
that was pretty
colors.
cool.
Oh yeah, the credits
Yeah.
are cool. Yeah,
The different colors with the different font every frame and the different the
Well, and it's such a
contrasting
small
colors.
cast and people involved, you could do it that way. I think.
No, fuck how it was done. I'm just saying visually the colors and the
Yes.
contrasting text that was a different font every frame. Loved it. As a motion graphics designer, that shit was great. Only good thing about
Right.
this movie. I even at one point I took a note. I was like, you know what? Skarsgård's like kind of okay in this movie, but no, he was dog shit.
Yeah.
Everybody was dog shit in this movie. There's no redeeming qualities. His character was like so stupid and poorly written.
I couldn't accept them just being able to clone people just as a plot device. I couldn't
Which
accept
you
it.
see for like 2 seconds, you know, he's got to hold his mouth open and have a skull cap on, and they put him in a mud room, and that's
That's it.
how they get this DNA because it wasn't from the cum on the beach. They had to put him in.
I need one of you to explain to me the point of that scene. I'm like appalled by it. Not because it grossed me out, not because I'm offended.
Which
It-
one?
The jizz. It made no.
jack up.
Why
No fucking
was
sense.
it that? Like, I get she comes up behind him, she gives him a hand job. But why do we need to see the frame of jizz hitting the floor? We know the results of jerking off or getting jerked off. Why do we need to see it? Is what I don't
I don't
understand.
know. I don't know.
It didn't serve a purpose. It would have made sense. Even still, even if what Dusty just said,
It made Cronenberg feel good about himself.
If that's how they got his DNA, right?
Right.
You still wouldn't have needed to see it because you understand the results of jerking off. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I say this guy, they're full of themselves because he put it in this movie because he's like, oh yeah, look at this. This is artistry. I'm doing art. I'm making art right now. Go fuck yourself. I need to have a clone of me made that has all my memories except for having watched this movie.
There was so much they could have done with this plot or premise that would have been amazing, but somebody decided to say, no, I'm going to make this my art, and it's going to be pretentious.
It's pretension to the highest degree. It's trying so hard to be a certain thing, and it's so obvious, and it's annoying, and I hate this movie. I hate movies like it. This is the worst movie we've watched since doing this podcast. It's got a 6.1 on IMDb. I'm giving it a 0.
This ain't no 6.
Whoa.
This is a 0.
Damn, a 0.
I hate this movie. It stole 2 hours of my life.
I'd give it a 4 just because I think some of the acting was not that terrible.
I got through it, so I would probably give it a 4 too.
I only finished it so I could like have a conversation with you guys about it. But this movie was, this is dog shit. Absolute dog shit. And honestly, I will never watch another movie with the Cronenberg name in it because like I've learned my lesson. That's it.
That's funny. Yeah.
Done. You made The Fly and like a couple of other things. Cool. Good for you. Retire.
Amazing. Yeah.
And this guy, like, you're not your father.
Shout
so
out Jim Bloom.
Yeah. Make something else. Jesus Christ.